Hi Guy. Today I wanted to have a talk about an old gaming TV show known as GamesMaster. Quite popular in the early to mid 90s over in the UK. I'm sure if you're over in the US or so on, or wherever in the world, you're not going to be familiar with this programme. Just to set it out for you, basically you have one crazy Scotsman, an astronomer known as Patrick Moore, were brought in to present this show, just to do a couple of like game challenges, games reviews, just to talk rubbish basically in front of a camera. And every week you'd have a load of audience members who come in and do the challenges, kids of course. But there was always like a darker side to the show. I mean, the main presenter, Dominic Diamond, who I think he does columns for newspapers now, I think Daily Mirror over here, terrible paper, but anyway, that's not a point. He's quite a funny guy. He'd always be there with the innuendos and the dark humour and taking the mickey out of the kids. It was great to watch and show for old and young alike. And well, recently I came across a site known as GamesMasterLive.co.uk. Basically, you can go on that site and watch a load of the old episodes. They don't have all of them, probably because the show was like pre-internet time, so there's hardly any downloads available. I mean, I'm quite lucky because I met someone from a forum a few years ago who gave me the first and the last series, which is series 7. I got on DVD from him, dodgy DVD obviously, because you can't buy episodes of the show. And everything in between that, it's just been pure luck. I mean, you can see it on the site. They're always appealing to get older episodes on, but I think they do have a big chunk of the series. So I would recommend a download and a watch. The first 3 series are a bit ropey. I mean, the first one, a few funny bits. I mean, the guy Dominic take the mickey out of RoboCop, for example. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what happened. There's some background story where he fell out with the producers or so and just quit, and then around about the 3rd season and disappeared. And then come the 4th one, he came back, and the show changed, but for the better. It was more adult, it was more of a laugh, it was more humorous. But yeah, I would recommend a watch or a download if you can. But on to just chatting about gaming TV in general. Nowadays, especially in the UK, and I don't know how it is in any other countries, but there's just nothing. You get short stints now and again, like a program will kick off, and you'll have a group of adults. I mean, there was one show on Sky Television over here for a while called, I think it was Gamesville or something, which had a couple of catalogue models doing the presenting. Absolutely awful program, but that seemed to be the only thing on TV for months, games wise, and you very rarely get anything worth watching. I mean, probably there's another UK presenter called Ian Lee, I think, Ian Lee or Lane Lee. Again, he does presenting on radio now, but he's quite a funny guy, but he got lumped in doing all these game shows, but late night performances, which aren't going to get a big audience because it's just not people watching. Whereas back in the GamesMaster day, it was always on early evening, around like 6:30, when a lot of kids and people were coming home from work. They drew in big crowds. I mean, if they didn't draw in big crowds, you wouldn't have been getting 7 seasons. They did a lot of like adult shows, like late night things around 11 o'clock or midnight, which were full of gore and the usual swearing and stuff like that. Very funny. But yeah, there's just nothing like that these days. I mean, there's quite a lot of, you've got YouTube with all the stuff going on there, but I think there was a show in Scotland for a while called Video Gaiden. That's Gaiden, Gaiden, and that was a good attempt at general reviews and features news and stuff. It was quite funny, and that was created by a couple of guys off the internet. They started off doing, I think it was called Console Gaiden, Consolevania. Sorry, it's been a while since I've said it. Consolevania, yeah. Just something they created in their own time. Very funny show. it was well worth a watch, and that led on to the video guide. But I think even that lasted three series. I mean, they even got Dominic Diamond guest starring in one of the episodes, but it just didn't get the support from the BBC, and because it was on at silly times, again, people just weren't watching it. I mean, I can never understand why gaming TV is died. There's so much to do. I mean, gaming these days has become a lifestyle choice, especially with all the PlayStation stuff that's happened over the years. You know, it's spread to millions and millions of people around the globe, but there just doesn't seem to be that cover on television. And if you go back and watch, I say probably watch series 6 or 7 if you can. Watch the odd episode of GamesMaster, and you'll just see what they could have, you know, what they can achieve if they put their minds to it. Yeah, so it's just a sad state television wise, and it's just strange why no companies will get more involved. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm probably rambling now. I don't think, looking at like recent TV guides and, you know, stuff like that, there isn't again much games coverage. You get the odd thing on some digital channel, really poor, like there's some kids from Europe doing presentations or reviews of games and things like that, you know, but there's nothing major. There's no real concentration of a decent or even an adult gaming show, because that's another thing, you know. We've a lot of us have grown up with games. I mean, I'm pushing 30 now. I mean, I've been playing games since I was about 5 years old, so I've been from down there from a kid right up into being an adult, and you know, there's a lot to cover there. It's just a shame it's not done. But yeah, I mean, I'd appreciate anyone if you want to comment on the show itself, or maybe even on shows you've seen over the years. Leave a comment below, or maybe even do a video response of your own. Anyway guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll do my best to post another video soon.